Well, I think I found the problem. So let me set the current. I've set the current to 50 milliamps, and you can see it's measuring the wrong thing. But if I push the milliamp DC button, it now knows the right thing. So the switch is flaky. Let me go to, this is 100 milliamps. There we go, 98.3. So something is wrong with this switch. Yeah. There we go, now it's got the right value. So I've got to figure out what's wrong with this switch. And see if I push it. Let's push it in to see if it continues to work. Yeah, see, now it works just fine. So there's something wrong with the switch. So I'll try to clean it. Might have to take it apart. But that's the only thing that seems to be wrong. Since it's a milliamp switch, maybe it has a burned contact or something because of a lot of current going through it. But it does work, sort of. Yeah. Here's 108. Oh, it's now working. No. This is 58. Yeah, there we go, 59. So, yeah, something wrong with that switch. So let me see if I can clean that. So it's this switch right here. It's just a double pull, double throw. And there's something definitely wrong with it. Let's just, oops, sorry about that. Just whacked you guys. See if we can't just spray in there and work it a little bit. Let's see if that fixed it. $9.60, yeah, that works. All right, that's all it was, dirty switch. So, seems to be working okay now. All right, let's go ahead and calibrate this thing. I have the manual here. Again, this is a DM502A, not to be confused with the 502. All right, it says step 1, short the inputs. I have a shorting block on the inputs. And take a look at a test point, and it's a 20 kilohertz clock inside the thing, and you're supposed to, supposed to have a range of 20.28 to 20.68. It's measuring 20.59 right now, which is perfectly fine. It says we should adjust 1523 for a counter reading of 20.48. 20.48. And let's see here. Clock adjust locations. Let's see here. Clock adjust, dB reference. Clock adjust 2523. Okay. So it is the furthest one over. This is going to be difficult to film because I'm going to be going on both sides of the board and getting in the way of the camera all the time. Let's move you over. All right, should be this one here. And there we go, 20 point, sorry, that's off camera. 20.5, 20.51. Move it over a little farther, 20.48. Okay, 20.48. So we've completed step 1. Step 2 is adjust the 15 volt supply with the shorting input. As previous step, connect a digital multimeter to probe 1542. And 1542 is DC volts 0. That's R, let's see, 15. Let's see here. test point 1542 minus 12 plus 15. I don't see it on this board. Maybe it's on this board. All right, so I have the voltmeter on here. It's measuring 15.8. So the instructions say, step 2, examine for a reading plus 15.74 to 15.76. So we're just a tiny bit high. Adjust R 1771. R 1771. All right, 15.75. Remove the multimeter probe. Okay, fine. Adjust DC volts. Make sure the input connections are shorted. They are. Press the volts DC push button. Okay, it is. Make sure the input push button is on external. It is. Press the 200 millivolt button. It is. Examine the readout for 000.1, and it is 000.1, and it's flickering to 0. So I'm saying that one's good. Remove the shorting plug. Okay. Adjust the 2 volt. Press the volts DC and the 2 volts. Okay, 2 volts. Connect a DC calibrator for 1.9 volts. Okay, so we need 1.9 volts. All right, we have 1.9 volts. Let's put that in here. And we are reading 1.901. Okay. Adjust 1443. The 2 volt adjust. 2 volt adjust is. You gotta go. You guys gotta move. Sorry, you were just in the way today. Okay. Okay, so 2 volt adjust is 2 down and on this side. So it's this one here. All right, let me adjust him. Oh, he's touchy. There we go. 1.900. Okay, he's done. All right. Adjust 2 volts. Retain the front panel connections for the next step. Set it to 0.2 volts. Set the, and the 200 millivolt is pressed, okay. 200 millivolts. Connect the DC calibrator input to the front panel in low. Set the DC calibrator to 1.19 volts. So I'll do that now. All right. And we are measuring 189, so that's a bit out. Adjust our 1530, let's see, so 0.2 volt adjust is just above those, so it's this one here. Here we go. 0, okay. That's done. Remove the calibrator from the volts. Okay. That's done. Set the amp 0 short. The volts, ohms, and low connector on the front pedal with a shorting bar. All right. Here's a shorting bar. Connect the negative lead of the DMM test unit to analog ground or input low, and the positive lead to TP. Make sure the, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Connect the negative lead of the DMM test unit. Connect the negative lead test unit to analog ground or DC low. Okay, so we can connect it here to DC low. Okay. And the positive lead to TP103 on the analog board. TP103 on the analog board. TP, which is it? TP. TP1013. Where's 1013? Here we go. 1013 is here. Okay. That's going to be hard to get to. One moment, please. Adjust 1011 amp 0 for 0 reading. Am I doing this right? Because I'm getting 0.18 volts, which is awfully high. Examine the, oh, I see, you adjust this. All right, so I've connected the test point to ground, and now I'm trying to zero this thing, and it's very, very touchy. If I go in the positive, oh, it's gone too far. All right, oh, there we go, perfect. Okay, don't touch it. Let's remove that. Okay, so that's done. Remove the test connections, okay. Make sure the load connectors are shorted together. Okay, that I just took that off. Okay, they're shorted together. 7. Press the volts AC, true, button, and make sure the 200 millivolt button is pressed, yes. Examine, make sure the ohms are shorted together, press the AC, and make sure the 200, examine for a reading of, adjust the 0 for a reading of 0. Oh, okay, so it is 0. Remove the shorting bar. Okay, writing was a little confusing here. Set the AC gain adjustment. Make sure the AC adjustments, and we are on 2 volts. Make sure, set the output of the AC calibrator for 1.9 volts RMS. All right, gotta move things around here a bit. All right, so I've set my calibrator to 1.9 volts RMS, 100 hertz. And we can connect that here. And we get, 1.9 volts RMS, it's giving 1.906. So that's good. Adjust R1108. Now I need to find 1108. 1108 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, AC gain, should be this one here. Oops, there we go. Turn it the other way. 1.9, okay. Retain this test setup for the next step. Make sure the AC volts and the 20 volts, and press the button. Connect the AC calibrator voltage for 19 volts RMS at 10 kilohertz. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get that high. Let's see here. frequency, enter number 10 kilohertz, 19 volts. Amplitude, enter number 19 volts RMS. Max value, I'm at 3.5 volts RMS. Well, 3.53. 10 kilohertz, 20 volt. I'm just not going to be able to get that high, so we will just have to calibrate it at this and hope it's good enough. I probably shouldn't touch it. I probably shouldn't touch it. It's probably fine the way it is. I'm going to move it just ever so slightly and see if anything happens. Oh, I see. It does. Okay, so, all right, so let's tweak it a little bit higher. This is just a frequency compensation. I'm adjusting a capacitor. And every time I adjust it and let go, it moves. So gotta move it a little higher. All right, I'm gonna call it good. Until I find a 19 volt, 10 kilohertz signal somewhere. Let's see here. All right. Compensation, examine, adjust. 0 dB reference, press the AC volts. 100 volts RMS at 100 hertz. I don't have 100 volts RMS at 100 hertz. I have 100 volts at 60 hertz. Maybe that would be okay. All right, so I'm using my Variac, and I've set about 100.5 volts. I'm measuring 100.2. So I'm measuring it with my HP meter. That's going to be my gold standard. So it's flickering around a 1.47 to 1.5 volts, 100.47 to 100.45 volts AC. Okay, so we are going to set the calibrator 100 volts. Don't touch that. Make sure the volts true RMS dB. Gotta push the dB button. And we are supposed to be getting a reading of 39.5 to 40.5. So it really does need 100 volts. So let me tweak the voltage here to give me exactly 100 volts. I need a bigger lab. Okay, I have 100 volts, and we're measuring 42.5, and it should be 39. Should be 40. Should be exactly 40. We need to adjust 1518. 1518 is just R1518. Okay, that is on this side, and it is closest to the clock is this one here. Oops. Okay. All right. How are we doing here? Okay. We need to adjust this one for 40. And nothing is happening. Uh-oh. Am I adjusting the right one? Oh no. Did I adjust the wrong one? No? dB reference. I am adjusting the right one, but nothing's happening. Let's read it again. AC volts. Oh, 200 volts. AC volts. 100.30. Make sure. Examine for a reading. Adjust our dB reference on the main board for a reading of 42. And nothing happens. I don't know. Do I care about dBs? Yeah, I don't know about that one. I can't get that one to move. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, I think I'm going to skip the dB adjust. I don't care about dBs. I'll let somebody else worry about that. Okay, skip dBs. Oh, I'm never going to use dBs. Never, ever, ever on this machine. Okay, so let's do the ohms. Okay, let's get rid of our 100 volts here and turn everything off so I don't zap myself. All right, this is safe again. All right. Press the K ohms and the 20K. Set the resistance standard to 19K. All right, get out my resistance standard. All right, 19K would be, let's see, that's 1.9K. We want 19K. 19K, 18.5, okay. Let me validate my reference standard here with my Agilent meter. It is 18.999. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, so I think my cal standard is better than my meter. All right, should be good to 0.01. All right, so where are we now? I've lost my pages. Amps, dBs, we don't care about dBs. Here we go, set ohms. Set it to 19, adjust the front panel, examine for 19, adjust 1306 on the analog board. 1306 is... everything's in the way. 1306. All right. We want 19 exactly. 18. 1903. 1901. Oh, shoot. It's very touchy. This meter is very touchy to align. There we go. 1901. Close enough. Okay, so now we want to step 16. That's the only ohms adjust. Wow. Guess everything else is relative from there. Let's try something. 19.1. 29. Let's do auto ranging. 29, perfect. 129, perfect. Okay, so it's got good stuff inside. All right. All right. Where were we? 17. Set temperature 0 adjustment and set temperature gain. Do I want to adjust temperature? No. I don't care. I'm never going to measure temperature with this thing, so I will call it quits. I will say this is Jim Dandy. 200? 200. Awesome. Okay, so this thing's working pretty good. It's only a 3.5, 4.5, 3, 4. I don't remember if it's 3.5 or 4.5. I think it's 3.5. So yeah, it's not going to be great. All right, there we go. I think this will conclude this series on the DM502A. I now have a working DMM. So now I have two plugins that work. I have the power supply plugin, and now I have a voltmeter plugin. So yeah, there we go.